of Let's Talk Money with Friends. Every Wednesday, we get the privilege to come to you to talk about pertinent information about money, life, and everything else. I always say, why? Because money encompasses everything. And it's so important to us that we tackle issues that we feel that are, again, relevant for our communities, different communities who are watching. We have friends from all over who are watching. The community is growing. The Let's Talk Money with Friends community is growing. And we are so happy, we are elated, and we are looking forward to, to growing even more. I know for a couple of weeks, I was not able to be here because I was ill. And, but I'm feeling much better now. And I hope you too are feeling so much better, because I know COVID is still happening, and there's so many things happening right now because of the change in season. And I hope that you are enjoying the change. But of course, with the change of season, there's always going to be issues. That's why tonight's topic is so important to me, because, tonight's topic is your support matters. Why does it matter for you to not only receive, but also give support? Because we know that when we have an ecosystem, a supportive system that works, it makes a difference. But when we have one that doesn't work too, it also hurts us. So it's so important that we find ways to cultivate a great supportive system within our environment, our community. And also not only do we give, but also find ways to receive, because there are so many resources available for you to build a great community that can support you. But many times we don't know how to reach out and how to find those. Listen, money cannot buy everything. Money will never come to visit you at the hospital. Money will never come to bring you soup like my friends did the other day when I was sick. So it's so important that you build a great supportive system that can help you during times of needs, and that you can reciprocate and do the same for. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our friends who are on tonight. We have some really great friends. One of them is a new friend, and then the other one is actually an old friend who's been on the show tonight. And the reason why Sandra is on the show tonight is because we have an awesome community that we are part of. It's called Positivity Feminine. And Sandra is going to give you a lot of information about this group, because again, you cannot buy, connection. You have to build it. So it's so important that we know that there are resources available and groups and really positive feminine, positivity, positive female who are putting this together and trying to help you. So why don't we do this? Why don't we have our very first friend, Katia Magni, to say hello, to introduce herself, to let us know why she decided to join this conversation tonight. And then we'll have Sandra do the same, and then we'll go ahead with our conversation tonight about your support matters.
Well, hello, everybody. Hello, Gabby. Hello, Sandra. My name is Katia Magni, and I live here in Boston, Massachusetts. I am a very good friend of Gabby. We've known each other for quite some time now. And it was very interesting that I made a phone call to her yesterday, and I got invited to this show today. So I'm very excited to be here with you and to learn a little bit about Positivity Feminine. Name, very catchy name, very great name. So I would like to know everything about it. I would like to know the great things you guys are doing. I'm usually not part of any movement, so it would be great to know and to be part of this, because anything that's positive, we have a positive aspect on us, especially women. As I read a little bit about your outline for tonight, that we need to stick together and be together. And that's a great way to do it, when we come together and learn about each other, about our struggles, and how we can help, uplift each other. So I am an investor in the Boston area. I do real estate. I buy and flip homes. I love construction, so I'm mostly in the construction part aspect of the business. I've worked mostly learn the business for the past 3 to 4 years. So now I'm ready to go into business by myself. So I need all the positive support necessary and available out there. And having a great community, a great team of people behind us is definitely a good way to go. I am here with you tonight. I can't wait to hear about the great movement, and I'll potentially ask questions as they come in.
Yes, I love the fact that Katia, you keep saying the movement. It has to be a movement. Whenever you're trying to do something positive, it has to be a movement. It cannot just be a club. It cannot just be people getting together. There has to be a conscientious effort, like strategic effort to really move people forward. So I'm glad you're saying it's a movement. What about you, Sandra? I haven't seen you in a long time. And I know you are a really active member of Positivity Feminine. And so, introduce yourself quickly so that we can dive into our questions.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sandra Ferdinand, and I'm part of Positivity Feminine. As you mentioned, Katia, it is a movement. And I met Gabby through Positivity Feminine. Okay. What I love about this group, it helps you grow. Me personally, I recall when I first started in that movement, I'm very loose with money. I like to spend everywhere. And Fabi Geniton taught me, putting me in the group of finance, exposed me to learn more about how I'm spending, be more conscious, be more alert. So Positivity Feminine, I strongly advise. It's not just Boston, it's worldwide. People from Canada, people from France, all over the world are part of this group. And I look forward to giving you guys more details about it.
Yeah, before we dive into Positivity Feminine a little bit more, I just want to talk about the idea of community and support system. We know in our culture and other cultures, right? Many cultures, unfortunately, we are taught to depend on ourselves and, trust no one, and how do you ladies feel about that philosophy that's being taught, unfortunately, to young people? How can that mindset affect our lives and our communities?
It does affect the community. It does affect your life. Growing up Haitian, in the Haitian culture, they teach you to be mindful of your manners, be mindful of it's only a family member. I was always learned, it was indoctrinated in me to trust my family members only. And however, becoming part of feminine positivity taught me that I could broaden my circle of friends. I could broaden and learn to outreach other people and be more exposed to other groups. Makes you learn. It makes you more open. It makes you more alert of how the world evolves, how the world is, to be honest.
Yeah, but how can you contribute, Katia, with others and really build a community or even your own family if all you know is your small circle and you're afraid to venture out? How can you do that? Has that been one of the reasons that we've been hindered and many communities been hindered?
I believe so, and that's a very that's an issue to deal with to begin. And to add to Fabi, what Fabi said, not Fabi, Sandra, my apologies. The certain mindset, especially our people's mindset, it hinges us. And what it boils down to is, in my research, is all about pride. And we're prideful. And because of that, we don't reach out, we don't look for help, we don't look for support. And that in itself is a disease, because what it does is it stops you from growing. You don't know, you only know this, and you don't look to make it bigger, and you don't think, there's answers out there, or maybe you may not know, but you're not looking, and people don't. So really, that's an issue that we have to deal with, and we have to help, especially our women, because they're the they're the ones that are really raising the children, and the children are really taking from mostly the women that are raising our children. So they need to start changing that mindset to help them understand that we need to reach out. We don't know everything, right?
Yeah.
Of course, we need to be careful. However, if you don't know, you have to ask. For
Yes.
instance,
I think it's important to be discerning, and that discernment, you gotta learn it. You gotta invest in yourself, because don't you find it, Dee, that so many people are not willing to invest in themselves to learn how to be discerning? So what they keep doing is projecting negativity on a community and on other people. I mean, what do you say about that? Because the question, welcome, Dee. You are running a little late, but the question is, so many of us were taught, stay away, don't get involved. Like you in New York, I would have never met you had it not been for Positivity Feminine. So how do you reach out and spread your wings and really get to meet other women and other people who are doing great things in your community so that you can build together, if all you know, you've been taught, stay away, be afraid, be very suspicious? How do you get out of that suspicious?
Hi, ladies.
hi.
Hi.
That is such a beautiful question, and I think it's multifaceted. So environment is going to play a huge role, as you already mentioned. So if you're in New York, you do have to learn to be very discerning. But that goes for just about wherever you are. It goes back to the mindset. If your mindset is preconditioned and you don't have the cerebral flexibility to be willing to learn something different, to be willing to give a chance to something new, and you're just closed off, your world is going to be very small. And that's not a good thing to pass on to your children. But the world is changing. My grandmother's world is not mine. My mother's world is not mine. And my world is not going to be my children. So I have to arm them with the information, with the knowledge. I have to give them the street smarts, as well as the good discernment skills to be able to judge not just someone's words, but also the things they're not saying. Can you look at somebody? Can you listen to somebody, the way they speak and what they say, and hear what they're not saying? Can you look at their actions and see what they're not showing you? Can you make that discernment and then move from there? But at the end of it, the number one thing to look for before you open yourself up, you have to be willing to do it, first of all, so it's the mindset. But you have to actually look at someone's consistency.
Correct.
Because nobody can fake their whole being for a long time.
Correct.
At some point, the true nature of that person is going to pop up. So it's not about what you say. It's not about what you do in the moment. It's about how consistent are you in the things you do, in the things you say. So I have to give myself a period of time to study you, study how you move around me in the spaces around your own family, the kinds of conversations you bring up to me, the things that seem to bother you, and the things that you're able to let roll off your shoulders. I have to look at all of that. So it's multifaceted. So you take your time, you get to know somebody, and then you're like, okay, this is someone I can trust. Do I feel safe? And you have to trust your gut instincts as well. Do I feel safe around this person? Or how do I judge someone's character? How do I know the right people to be open to? At the end of the day, whoever you align yourself with is going to become your village. And so that's the village you're presenting to your children for the future as well. So you really have to be very discerning, but you have to be open-minded to begin with.
Yeah, I think you have to be strategic. You have to have a plan. And depending on what you want, like you said, discerning, what do you want for your life? And if you, whatever it is that you want for your life, you have to find a community, because nobody can do it by themselves. No one is an island. You need, they say it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it also takes a village for you to build your career, for you to build a strong family, to even your health. It takes a village for other people. Like I know Dee is very strong on health. She's big on that. It takes a village. You have to get other people's take in order for you to build yourself up. So again, I think part of it too, Dee, you mentioned like, you're not your mother and you're not even your grandmother. So many of us, because we were taught like, oh, it's all you. It's all you. Even when other people have helped, we still have in our mindset that it's all us. That's why I always like to take the moment to say, who has supported you and in what area of your life? Can you shout out to someone, either a family member or community member who has supported you? Because I think it's important. For me, my mother regularly telling us about those who've supported her along the way, hence the reason why she's where she is today, has really made me a different person. Who has supported you, ladies, each one of you, in different areas? Share those stories. Those narratives matter.
Me, it has been my mother. Consistently, it's been my mother. But I'm now also learning because now I'm part of I can't even talk. I apologize.
Positivity feminine.
Feminine, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm learning to trust and open my circle, open my bubble. I
Correct.
recall I was going through immigration issues, and the leader, Fabienne Delise, she picked up the phone and said, "Hey, Sandy," and she checked in with me. And as we're talking, I kind of shared with her and said, "Yeah, I'm going through immigration issue, and it's like really mind-boggling." And she gave me tips on. She's like, "Attorneys will eat you up alive. Do this instead." And
Oh,
I went the route she told me, and I saved money on the attorney fees.
right.
So that alone is positive for me, like being able to open up to another female in not the circle that I'm used to, which is my mother. She's my major support, my mother and my sister, but being able to also trust in somebody else and say, "Oh," and it was positive. It was a positive thing for me.
Correct. Something as simple as a good advice.
Yes,
Being able to get that from somebody is
somebody,
priceless.
yes.
Money
That
cannot buy
helps a lot.
everything.
It takes you a long way, I'm telling you.
Yeah, money cannot buy everything. Um,
No.
what about you, Katia? Katia, Katia, how have you been helped by other people?
Well, it's interesting to say that I was raised by a great family. I've had great values, and I've had to learn a lot of the values that I have today along the way. But most of my life, because I've been on my own at a very early age, 17, 18. I was dropped here and I had to figure it out all on my own. But really, it was all friends. It was all great people that had been on my way all the time, and every single time, at a moment where I was almost sheltered, and my own uncle who raised me wouldn't take me in, and he was just a stranger who didn't even know me that would take me in. And even in my endeavors in business, where I lost everything, and I have to start from scratch, and it's um, a high school friend, great friend, best friend, who I just picked up the phone and she said, "My house is your house." And it has been, for me, it has been, that's great friends are really the pillar of my life. And that's what, after God, keeps me standing.
Yeah, it's important to know that not everybody has a mother, especially those of us those who migrated here at a young age. I know people who came here when they were 16, 17 by themselves with maybe a family friends. The parents say, "You go live with this family friends," and they had to
Yeah.
figure it out for themselves. And having the support system from friendship. My
Yeah.
friends have been very important to me.
Yeah.
What about Dee? Who has supported you and given you support?
I've received support from a dichotomy of people that some I didn't have any choice. I was born into the family and found them there. And some I chose to make my family. But we, in our Haitian culture, I've been here since I'm about 8 years old. So there's a lot of things about Haiti and our upbringing that I understand and I know as if I was there.
Hmm.
And I've carried that here, and I've carried that into my own children, we have certain systems in place, and those were systems that were necessary for survival on the island. And I'm talking about, I'm huge in Haitian genealogy, so I'm talking about survival from the time of slavery. Maybe perhaps if we were still using today, we'd be in a better place. We have the LACU system. I love the LACU system, and I have memories, where extended families live close by, and that's your village. And if you did something wrong, you receive a baton before you even made it home. You know, somebody already got to you. And we have the combeat system, where if we're doing something, everybody comes and pitch in. And when it's your turn, everybody goes there. And so we're always very resourceful in how we manage to survive. And that is such a beautiful, beautiful system that doesn't exist in the world today, especially living here. But I try to keep that here. And I grew up with it. Whereas I had my grandmother living with me, my mom, my aunts, my uncles, everybody thinks they can tell you what to do. And I understand there's a LACU system and the combeat system. And I listen, I hear, and then I still make my own decisions. But I do listen. And I'm not like, I don't want to hear you, don't mind my business, you know, mind your business. No. Okay, auntie, okay, uncle, I heard you. And Bella's gonna do what she wants to do at the end of the day, but I'm listening, you know, and because I also have people who are experts in their fields that I aspire to be. And so I'm also looking at that, which they may not know anything about. So coming to some kind of middle ground between our upbringing and where I want to be is very important. But for me, the person I respect the most, because my grandmother will give me love until, you know, I'm all loved out. But she'll let me do what I want to do. The person who can say no to me, who's strong enough and not afraid of me to say no, is my mother. So she's like, I'm a there on Kotoshita. You know, like if I want to do something, do by this, and I'm like, I'm gonna be 50 years old. This woman wants to tell me what to do. And she means every word of that. So it's important to have somebody in your life that can say no. A lot of us, especially as we acquire success in the US, we surround ourselves with yes men, people who just say yes to us for whatever we want. They're not necessarily looking out for your best interest. They're trying to please you and telling you what you want to hear. It's important you have somebody in your life that tells you not what you want to hear, but what's right. That's very important to me.
Yeah, the support is so important. I love to support other people, but also I think to whom much is given, much is required. It's a give and take. You know, you gotta give support, and also they say it is more blessed to give than to receive. So this support system that we're talking about tonight is a support system where you get to give and also be willing enough to receive, because so many people are so up to push away, especially folks in certain communities, including ours. They'll push away support so that they can continue to say, nobody's available to help me. I don't want to take what you have to offer. Nobody's available to help me. So going back again to something that you said, I never thought about it, but yeah, the combeat system and the LACU system, that's why I love my neighbors. Listen, I know my neighbors, I talk to them, we eat together, we have community together, because of the fact that I think I still have that feeling of being in Haiti, just like being part of a community. And it's so funny, some of the young people that I grew up with, they live in New York, they live in Philadelphia, we call them cousins. We call it, because they were part
I
of
think
our
it's a Haitian
community.
thing.
Yeah, we're like cousins, so and so. They're like 2, 3, 4, 5 generation removed. But you know what? We call them cousins because they were part of our community. That support system is important, because you're a healthcare provider, right? The mental health, having community can help you in so many ways. Like I said, family, your health, but the mental health aspect of it, because this past week I was going through a really tough time. And one of my friends, someone that has decided to be part of my family, that I've chosen to become a member of, she did the same thing too. She was like, oh, Gabrielle, you're going through a hard time. She took the time to be on the phone with me. And then my bell rang. It was her sending me a bouquet of fruits and say, now I feel better, eat. And it's amazing. It's awesome when you're able to have that type of community. Mental health, how much more better people will be. I know there are clinical and chemical imbalances and stuff, But what about some of those things that are situational, where people are not healthy mentally because they are not in community? What do you see about that? How important it is to cultivate relationships so that you can you talk about that, Dee?
So mental health is a very touchy subject, especially in our community. Nobody suffers from mental health. That's something that is it's foreign to our culture. Everybody's normal, but then everybody's mad at everybody because of that person's behavior and how that person treats. But nobody sees that there's a little disconnect going on. And so I think we don't have enough grace sometimes to extend to our loved ones with mental illness. And we have what we call a lot of people who are functioning, but they're mentally ill. So those are people who are hanging on by a thread. And sometimes a phone call, you know, I know that person did something that made you upset, but you're so caught up in your own feelings, you didn't think about the fact that it may be coming from a problem within that person that has nothing to do with you, but you just happen to have received the grunt of it. So give that person a call. How you doing? I haven't heard from you in a while. Are you okay? People stay in their little corners. They're depressed. They're not taking a shower. They're not bathing. They're not eating. And the next time you see them in public, they force a smile on. They look like they've dropped 19 pounds, but not in a healthy way. And when you ask them, how you doing? I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. It's not true. They're saving face. And so we overlook mental health a lot, but it exists. And I see it all the time.
Yeah, when people are not part of a laku, they're not part of a community. They don't have neighbors. They don't have friends. They don't have a community like Positivity Feminine. They really don't have an opportunity to get the support that they need for everyday occurrences. Things are happening to you every day, whether you go to the IMV and trying to get your license done, and things are happening and you're like pulling your hair, and then you have a friend, come down, everything will be okay. Or you go into a situation at work and you can pick up the phone and call a friend and they're like, come down, everything will be okay. So let's talk about Positivity Feminine, because I know we've been mentioning the fact that myself, Sandra, and Dee, we are members. Sandra is in Boston with me and Dee is in New York. We have members everywhere, as you mentioned earlier, Sandra. Why did you all, I know Sandra kind of mentioned it, but why did you, Dee, decide to be part of a community, a movement like Positivity Feminine?
So it's strange that I'm a part of that community, being that I can tend to be such a loner. It's funny that we're talking about the support system. Yeah. I don't know how I got there. I just saw I was in the group one day. Somebody must have suggested me. I don't know who, but I did see a lot of interactions between the ladies, and I stayed quiet for a while. And then Fabienne Delis approached me. She saw that I do a lot of cooking shows and cooking stuff because I love to cook and I'm into the culinary world as well. And she says, why don't you come on and do a segment called Le Regal for us? And I'm like, me? I don't think so. She's like, oh, you're going to be fine. Come on and do it. And I did, and everyone took to it, and it was really nice. And then the interaction, for me, my experience with it is positive, which is something you don't get to see too often. Seeing a bunch of women supporting other women, really focusing on only the positive aspects of everything and showing that as a group of young Haitian women, we can do a lot if we join forces with all the same common cause or common accord. We can learn to negotiate. We can learn to disagree and still be okay. We can learn to do things. And to me, that's beautiful, because I am all about positivity, women empowerment. I'm all about that, and education and doing more. So it landed itself in my lap. I don't know how, but I'm glad I'm there.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Sandra? Are you glad you're part of it? I know yes, Castell's not yet, but I wanted her to be part of the show.
Oh, we're gonna get her to come in.
Tell it to her. Why are you part of? And I'll tell you too.
It just happened, as Dee mentioned. It just happened to. I just landed there, and Fabienne Delis actually had added me, and I recall she's like, "You're in Boston. There's a group in Boston. I would want you to become part of it." I'm like, like you, Dee, I'm a loner as well. And I'm like, okay, I guess I could. But in my mind, I said, I guess I could try. I'll try it, thinking, okay, I'll try and then find my way out. But I did try, and I'm one of the top fans, actually. What I love about it is we interact, and they do really care. I recall we had a member, as you recall, Gabby. She just came, and she was, trying to get her barrier, trying to get her gathering. And I remember we all sat, we ate, and we each introduced ourselves. We each shared, okay, when we came to the US, this is the situation that happened. This is how it happened. And it kind of helped her too. And kind of she understood how America, the system works, because a lot of people, they come here, they're like, oh, the land of opportunity. And once they're in America, they're like, whoa, 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 what's going on? Where's the land of opportunity? But we sat and we kind of coached her, gave her details of, yeah, it is the land of opportunity, but this is what you need to do to make it happen. And she graduated as a nurse's aide. And I applaud her. I applaud her. And I told her, if that's what you want, bravo. If you want to move further, go for it.
Yeah.
And I will check in on her just to see if she does want to go the nursing route. That's what this group is about to me. You interact, you learn from each other. Like I said, I'm loose with money. Being part of the finance team kind of alerted me, saying, whoa, why did you just spend that money? Is it because you have nothing else to do? And even coming into, I've done a couple of shows with you, Gabby, and it kind of alerted me, made me more aware and say, oh, you know what? I need to question before I spend. I need to start questioning, why am I spending that money? Could I do something better, more positive with that money? That's what I love about that group.
Yeah, I love about that group too, the fact that we have a great leader. The leadership walks. The leadership walks with positive. It has to be top down. And Fabienne Delis, who's the young lady, I call her young because I think she's younger than me. She started this group and she now lives in France, but she started the group when she was here in the US, I believe, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, and she's been reaching out to women worldwide. And this positivity feminine movement, as we've been saying, is worldwide. We have sisters and ladies that we are connecting with on a daily basis, because part of what we do with our Facebook social media page is every single day there's a theme, right? I believe Tuesday is finance, right? Is it the finance Tuesday or when Thursday?
No, Thursday.
Thursday is finance.
And Wednesday is what again?
Forget it. Wednesday, my papa say.
Wednesday, I don't. That's relationship, everything.
Yeah, we
everything
have
goes on Wednesday.
And then on Mondays, we Tuesday mental health. And we talk about the importance of keeping your mental health in check and reaching out. And, like I said, I've received so much from just being part of such great leaders, being part in the community with such great leaders, but also the fact that we focus on positivity and not the negative. I don't hear anything about like she say, he says, or anything crazy like that. No. And it's really important to be part of a healthy, because we talked about on our show, the intro, that we want to create healthy community. And Positivity Feminine is a healthy community for positive women. And most importantly, I want to say that we have fun. Why not?
Yes, we do.
We have a lot of fun.
We have a Gala coming up.
Some of the activities we've done that have been very successful, different communities. We've had pool parties, we've had party bus, we've had tea parties, we've even had Zoom parties. We have dance challenges. We have we had
I think we compete, different chapters compete with each other, because I know when we get together, we want to make sure it looks amazing, so that New York can outdo us, or Florida, I can try to outdo us.
You
It's
know, we do
amazing.
everything big in New York. It's
It-
go big or go home. So
Go
when it
home.
comes to New York, we put our party on. It's
I
always
know.
challenging.
I know, it's
Yes.
amazing. So, and then we also have a WhatsApp, you know, like every morning I get good morning, beautiful. Good morning, ladies. Have an awesome day. So, Katya, you've been hearing, do you have something like this in your life, or is that something that you feel like, you know, someone who's not part of the community? Is that getting you excited? Because we have
Well,
something to offer. Go ahead.
well, that's interesting. Everybody, at least I know you're not a loner, Gabby, but I am a loner.
I am
I
too.
I can lock myself up in my room and never set foot outside and be happy. I love my company. Um, I enjoy. I mean, my birthday, on Sunday, I was just walk into a restaurant mid reservation. They think I'm expecting somebody, but I'm just enjoying my company in a, upscale restaurant. That's just me. However, I don't have anything like that. The only really entertainment or company that I have is that of my friends, one in Maryland, another one in Orlando. So we come together, we talk about, I guess we support each other.
Mhm.
But it is very great to hear, because one of the questions that I had here is really how this movement, how is it helping women? How are we helping women? And that's why I said probably my questions will be answered as we go along.
Yeah.
If I'm part of, there's a movement where somebody in the community has a need, and we come together and we take care or help them, and also teach them
Mhm.
how to take care of themselves. And that's a very worthwhile movement to be part of. So I'll be very excited to
Yeah,
to
definitely. I was having this long conversation with Katya the other day, and I was like, wow, she's so positive, and she's the type of woman that I wanna be part of, be in a community with. It's so important that to be part of, to give, because I know you have so much to give, and because you say, quote unquote, you're a loner, you haven't been able to give it. So we want you to give it, and then also we
Yes,
want you to
please be
receive.
part of the
Yeah,
Boston.
yeah,
somebody.
but let me tell you, I know it might be a little late for you, but we want to share. We talk about having fun. Having fun. Community matters and support system matters.
Yes, it does.
We have this coming weekend. For the first time, we've been on for 5 years, but for the first time, all of us, like I've been seeing Dee on WhatsApp, and not WhatsApp, on Facebook and everything. And since she's been coming on this show, but I haven't interface, met her in person. So we're gonna be able to do all that. Even Fabian Delis, our great leader, I haven't met her in person. So this coming weekend, we're gonna have a huge gala, and the theme of the gala is Rise
I
Above.
see you, D.
Rise Above. So I'm gonna share the flyer, but Rise Above. While I'm doing that, can you please, ladies, tell us why you are looking forward to this weekend, and what are you expecting, and what are you bringing? Because it's one thing to expect, but what are you bringing to this great weekend that we're gonna have in New York? Sandra, go ahead.
I'll go first, and I'll
Okay.
tell you. To Katya's point, Sandra explained already how the Boston community came together to support this young lady and help her pay for her course to become a CNA. In New York, we had somebody who also transitioned from Haiti to New York. You know, when you first come here, it's very tough. So we also did a fundraiser with the weight loss program, and that money went to her also to help her. In Haiti, we had a woman who had a situation. So the group in Haiti reached out, and everybody, did the fundraiser and helped that woman there. So we do try to help people, and it's one-on-one. It doesn't go through an organization, and it's one-on-one direct help to people who we can make a difference for. But to answer your question, Gabby,
Yes.
I am too hot to handle and too cold to hold.
I know. Me too.
So I'm
That's how
bringing,
loners. That's how us loners do it.
yes, exactly. So I'm bringing me. I'm bringing all my positive energy. I want to meet everybody. Most of us have never met in real life. So it's going to be the first time we're meeting each other. So I hope I recognize everybody in person as I recognize them on social media.
I know.
So that's it. I'm just bringing me and my charms. That's it.
I know. I'm looking forward to networking because I love to go to different places, travel. I've been to Florida many times, but I've never had an opportunity to meet with other women in Florida that who are not my family members. So it'll be great to meet someone at the event this weekend who's from Florida or New York or Canada or anywhere and be able to say, because we have Canadian members, I think they're gonna be coming to be saying, oh, I'm coming to Canada. Can we get together? So what about you, Sandra? What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to meeting everyone because we interact on a weekly base with each other, and seeing Dee for the first time, giving her a hug out there. I'm a fan of hers. I don't know if she didn't mention it, but she has Blue Mermaid, and her cuisine, her spices are the bomb. She has a customer in me.
Yeah,
And
you and your mom, you order for me all the time.
especially my mom, especially my mom. Especially my mom. So that shows you, although we've never met in person, but we've interacted. And that's how the community is. Although we don't know each other, but we interact on weekly basis with each other. Some people on daily basis on PF. And that, seeing the person in person, up close in person, is different. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to it because I know we always have a great time.
Yes, we do.
I would be remiss if I didn't mention we have Fabienne Jeniton, who is our leader here in Massachusetts, and she's the life of a party.
Yes, she is.
When you go out once a month, we go out to a nice restaurant or do a day. We've had spa days, right? Massages, and we've gone to see a show. It's always fun because she makes it like all about everybody, and she always. Actually, I have my little bracelet that she made for me. It has my name, Gabrielle, and it's.
I have mine, but I don't have it on today.
Yeah, positivity. This was given to us our last gathering. She actually
the last gathering. Yes,
and gave them to us with all of our
names.
She
personally put our names on it. That was so loving.
And it's so amazing that I love green and I love like colors like this. And she gave everybody what they really liked, the colors and everything. So the reason why this show is important to me, because if anybody's been watching Let's Talk Money with Friends, I think I started this show. Yes, I have the caption money, but it's not about money because I know money encompasses everything. And I wanted to have this show because I wanted to also build community and talk to people about the importance of community, because community is priceless. When you have great relationship, people that you can count on, I can think of so many of the young ladies at PF who are younger than me, who have called me and saying, like, Gabrielle, I know you've been through this already. Can you please help me? I've spent time on the phone talking to them. It's an amazing thing. And I've done the same thing too with other people that I feel like, have something that I could take from. It's so amazing to have a supportive system. If you don't have a supportive system, a support system that can help you, a community that can help you, you need to build that. That's why I'm talking to Katia. I was like, Katia, listen, you need to be part of this community because it's positive. It's going to build you up. The theme of our upcoming gala is rise above, level up, rise above. And it's a great gala, right? It's in your hometown, New York. And if you would like to join us, here's the flyer. We're going to be posting that on our Facebook page. Please come. I know it's today's Wednesday, and it's going to be on this coming Saturday, but it's not
this coming Saturday. You will have fun.
It's in Lynbrook. It's in Lynbrook in Long Island. So it's not too deep on the island, but you're going to get plenty of parking. It's in a very nice area, very safe neighborhood, really nice.
Yeah, and if any, you guys are very familiar with Cher, right? Guillaume. I heard she's an awesome singer, an awesome entertainer. It's gonna be great. Of course, our MC for the night is Betty Lemit. Betty Lemit is an actress. This past weekend, I was at the grand premiere of one of the movies that she's one of the supporting actresses for it was, a Heart on Demand. It was an awesome event. We went out and drove, like the Positivity Feminine. I think it was like 5 or 6 of us went out together in Boston to celebrate her because she's a member. She was in Boston, but now she lives in New York and she's part of the New York team. So we
Yes.
are excited. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. And we would like for you to come and join this gala because it's also a
You
fundraiser.
should. You're gonna have fun.
Yeah, it's a
You know how many-
fundraiser, and other people, people gonna be benefited because
I'm
we receive and of course we give. So part of the proceeds will be given to members of the community who are looking to do great things. So please join us. Thank you so much, ladies. Any last word that you would like to share before we say goodnight? I know I cannot say enough about how important it is to have community and to have a great support system.
Well, it was a pleasure. Thank you for inviting me, Gabby. It was a pleasure meeting you, Miss D.
Same
Sandra,
here.
I've had a great time with you. Thank you for sharing and thank you for reminding us, Miss D, of the importance of the community. I grew up on the farm and I know exactly what you're talking about. Let's keep I'm very excited actually, and I would love to join you guys again next week. I'll do my best to be in New York with you. I've had some prior commitments, but I'll do my best and see if I can make it. If not, there's plenty of time. So
Yeah, that'll be
Or
amazing.
you could feel free to join our Boston group. We would love to have you.
of course,
Sandra,
definitely.
Sandra is the best. When I see Sandra at our events, I always like to sit next to her because she has such a positive.
I know. Yes.
We have fun. We talk because we both have Christians, so we always talking about something related to God and stuff like that as well. So
Yes.
it's an amazing thing. What about you, V? What would you like to say?
When you join us, you can be as involved as you want to be or as removed as you want to be. You decide, because some weeks you might be more involved, but sometimes when you're just, down, you turn on to the group. There's always something happening to make you laugh and just bring you back to the center or the core of who you are. So I would say everybody just come out. It's for a great cause. We're gonna have amazing food. It's a great area, great parking, and with Shell, this is going to be my first time actually seeing her live. And I should say I never go to parties. I go once in a while to something, but this one is Pacapala and Paula.
I know. I was like, I know I don't usually go to everything, but it's a gala. I've seen her videos online. I really like her performance, and I'm looking forward to seeing her live. It's great. It's great. It's a great way to connect with our community.
Yes,
and also
it
build
is.
community. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, ladies, for being on the show. I'm excited. We were off for a couple of weeks, but we are back with a bang, and I'm excited. And I know we're gonna have many more great shows because Let's Talk Money with Friends is for you. Please let your friends know that we are here. Tag, share, make a comment. Let them know that this is a great community to be part of. And we'll continue to share great opportunities that you can access. Positivity Feminine is one of them. And if you are a positive feminine, if you are a feminine or female who's very positive, please. And even if you're not quite positive right now, you can still come. We'll make you positive. Because we'll
We
come back to
will.
life.
We
Because
will.
look, we are all work in progress, right? We are
Yes.
all work in progress. And if you're still struggling, and many times people are struggling because they're not in the environment that could help them rise up. We want to help you rise up, level up to become better. So, because every day we are becoming better. So, better. Yes. So thank you so much for your time. Have a blessed night. Ladies, do not hang up, but I will hang up with the live.